So we're going to get started, and it says here this is being recorded. Okay, oh no, this is being recorded. Well, I'm very glad I wore my apron. I wore this the last time we did this, and it was fantastic. So what we're both making things together, and I already started mine a little bit because mine is such a sophisticated, complicated dish. We can't do it within half an hour. What about that bowl thing you're making, Steve?
It's called, in celebration of the Vancouver campus and your involvement of us in this project, it's called the Glory to Laurie Bowl.
Okay, why don't you tell us what you're attempting to make then?
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, you can get
started. Start with dressing for the Glory to Laurie Bowl. It's comprised of apple cider vinegar, soy sauce. Now, watch out for soy sauce. If you have celiac, some of your soy sauces have wheat in it. So you want to find a soy sauce that has no wheat. You got your olive oil. You got your nutritional yeast flakes.
Oh, wow.
And the key ingredient is organic sesame tahini. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so that's our dressing. And then for the actual bowl, we have a number of different things that we'll put into it. It starts with a base of brown basmati rice and a few other things. And I'm just going to show you, and it also includes a protein, in this case, chicken. Now for my chicken, given that I'm part of the South Asian community via my partner, Nav, I'll get you to answer the question. It starts with these ingredients, Nav.
Yes, it does.
And what is this called when we put them all together with a bunch of spices?
It is called torka.
Torka. So we always start our meal off with torka. Not as good as my mother-in-law. I can never do the spices like her, but it starts with the torka. And then if you come on over to here, I used to work in Toronto at Fran's restaurant where I chopped my whole day away. So I can demonstrate for you how to chop properly. You make a bit of a angle with your two fingers there. You can just chop. I could look away, I could have a conversation with somebody, and my fingers are just fine. I can do the same thing with garlic. How about a carrot? So there you go. There's my chopping skills. Then what we have as part of our design of our recipe is we have grated beets. Now let me just show you the grating process. This is the grater I use. You might have your own kind of grater at home, but with your beets, you want to grate them nice and small. And it's amazing how different a beet tastes when it's grated.
I've never noticed a difference.
No editorial right now, Laurie. And then you do the same thing with your carrot. You're going to grate your carrot. All right? Especially when you're grating beets, it's always good to do it on top of a couple of layers because beets can get all over the place. And when you have a white counter like we do, wow, that can get pretty messy. So then you're going to get some spinach and, wait for it, beet greens from the beets. The beet greens are very, very nutritious, very healthy. And Alita, what's your daughter's name?
It's Lily.
Lily.
I woke her up.
I'm sure already Lily is thinking, I can't wait to have the Glory to Laurie Bowl as my first meal. I'm sure it's going to happen.
I'm already taking notes. Now, were the beets uncooked?
They are uncooked.
Okay. I
Very
heard the crunch.
Very good question. So now I take my rice. I've already done this in advance. I take some spinach and I put it in. I'll take some of my beet greens, put them in. Some carrot, my grated carrot. You see how fast I grated all that carrot? Look at that. Impressive. I mean, I shouldn't say impressive to myself. I apologize. And then you have your grated beets. and then the protein. You can use tofu, you can use anything you want, but this is my chicken with
Torka.
Torka. There you go.
You guys rehearsed that, didn't
It's
you?
a bit of a fusion. In goes the chicken. And last but certainly not least, a bit of roasted almonds. I forgot to tell you about the roasted almonds. And then the dressing right on top. Don't use too much dressing because it can be really filling. And there you have it. A glory to Laurie bowl.
Wow. Well, Steve, that was almost impressive. Thank you so much. Okay.
You're welcome. What do you have, Laurie?
Well, I'm actually cooking something. It's not just a bunch of raw stuff. So anyway, we'll get started, folks.
Laurie, there's my chicken. I cooked the chicken for those keeping score at home.
Oh,
I cooked the chicken.
Okay. Oh, that's
Yeah. We talked about the Dorka. Perhaps, Laurie, you weren't listening.
So this is, last time we did this is the same author cookbook I'm using, but this is the very first Oshie Glows 2014. And Alyssa sent out the recipes. So what I'm making today is summer harvest tortilla soup. So if you can see here, can you see? Okay, I actually started this early. The garlic and the onions is stage 1. Stage 2 is red peppers, corn. What is this again? Cucumbers? No, forget what it is. And then they're using peppers. I use serrano peppers. And if you've done this before, you probably know remove the seeds. First time I made this, I didn't remove the seeds, and it's pretty hot. So put all these together. And what I'm going to do is just leave this here mixing up for about 10 minutes, turn it up a bit. And so you've got onion and garlic to start, followed by these four ingredients. So does anyone get any questions before I move on to the more detailed, complicated parts of this?
Yeah, Mr. Anderson, that mystery ingredient that you put in there, which you didn't tell us what the name of, is, can we just go with the banana?
No, it's
I don't know.
it's zucchini. It's zucchini.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Did you use tahini as well? Is that what he said?
No, zucchini.
Oh, I'm sorry. My grandson just came in, Laurie, and he's saying hi to him.
Oh, well, welcome, Wilson. So we get two young. Like you can see over here. What I want to do is make the toasted pita chips. So first of all, I'll show you. I made these already. They're just so easy to make. It's just tortillas, and then this is how you make them. So I'm going to give you a demonstration. I don't use dangerous knives like Steve. I use safety scissors. Okay. So what you do, you take just 2 ordinary. I used corn tortillas. These here, just regular ones. You can use whole wheat or whatever you like. I cut these up with my safety scissors. Just do 2 of them. I've already got the oven on at 400. Okay, to spread this out. And then you can do this any way you want in terms of the ingredient, but the recipe calls for olive oil and 3 spices: cumin, cayenne pepper, and garlic powder. But again, you can do whatever you want with them. So I'll put this on here, just do each one of these. Of course, you can see how carefully I do this. Nothing spilled, everything very precise.
Lily's drooling already.
Yes, I'm glad somebody's drilling. Okay, so with that, shove it in the oven for 400 and time it for 8 minutes. We'll do that. So that's happening there, and I'll go back to here. So you can see this whole thing is mixing here, and you'll leave this. I'll have to leave this for another 5 minutes. So we'll be glad to talk about the recipes, but one of the things that Steve and I may comment on is the cost of these, because we thought that if indeed some students showed up today, we want to make sure we're making something that's reasonably cost, beyond being healthy and fairly simple to make. We want it to be reasonable cost. So I figured out the cost of making this summer harvest tortilla soup with the pita toast is probably about $12. And it makes it feeds at least 4 people. When you see the finished product, you'll see it feeds at least 4 people. What about you, Steve?
I didn't calculate it, but I'd say it's about the same, and I agree with you completely. This is an easy to make meal. It's fast, but it's nutritious, and it's the kind of thing you can put back in the fridge and pull it again the next day to have another meal out of it. And it would feed, depending on obviously how much you make, it can feed a large group. And yeah. Laurie, I was very impressed, actually. I gotta tell you that, sir.
Which part of it? The apron or what?
All of it. Hi, Wilson.
Okay, so unlike Steve, who made it all raw, I actually, like a classic chef, I made up a batch beforehand. So this is what it looks like. Check this out. Can you guys see this? Alyssa, can that be seen okay? This is what the soup looks like. So I'll just.
Is this where we go, ooh, ah? Or...
Yes, thank you very much, Nev. So.
Well,
Sorry, we just can't really see you. We can't see your head.
That's just fine.
You could have gone ooh, ah, now to the glory to Laurie bowl.
I don't see anyone in the chat room asking to see my head, Alita, but thank you so much.
Laurie, for the 8th time, I did cook. It's not raw.
Oh,
I have cooked chicken. I have cooked rice. I did my fair share of cooking this morning. Let me tell you that.
So you put the pita chips. Look at this. You can make one here. With a little bit. I only had parsley. I didn't have cilantro, so you put a little bit of this on top, and maybe some cheese if you want. Look at that. Not bad.
And I roasted the almonds too.
So anyway, seriously, if you guys have got questions while we're waiting on this, please ask us, because I think both these meals, seriously, are fairly easy to make and very healthy. Any questions from anybody who's watching?
Now, do you offer cooking services?
You mean, isn't this what we're doing now?
No, but can you send some over?
Yeah, well, we did send the rest. Alyssa, we sent the recipes, didn't we?
Yeah, so the recipe is out, and we will also send it again to you guys tomorrow, so you can try it home. It's too bad though, our prize for today wasn't one of you, cooking us a meal or shipping.
Yes.
Maybe both together. That'd be fun to have us in the same kitchen.
Yeah, unsafe but fun, yes.
But
Alina, I would do delivery, but only south of the Fraser River.
Yes.
Laurie, you have to tell us, what is the Scottish thistle?
It's the national flower of Scotland. So you've probably seen them. They usually have a purple head, quite prickly, and they're also pretty resilient. They grow pretty much anywhere.
Like your personality, you mean?
Which the resilient part you're referring to, right?
Yeah, not the prickly. No.
Listen, Pat, I know you wouldn't have meant that. Yes, I got this as a gift, and I wear it once every time we have this event, which is twice since I got it. So, okay, I'm ready for step 2 is the chicken stock. Get down here. So throw this in. And the crushed tomatoes. And then the spices. And the spices for this are cumin and chili and smoked paprika. And again, one of the great things about Oshi Glows is that the recipes are very flexible. For example, if you want a little more or less, obviously, in any of the spices, you can do that. And in addition to that, if you want to add, some people do, I do this occasionally, add Spanish or Italian sausage or Chinese sausage, you can just throw it right as well. So you can change it a little bit as well. So I'll put the lid on this, turn it up, and let that sit for a few minutes. Here we go. Yeah, so I'm really big on, oh, let's get this. How many of you use, put your hand up so we see, how many of you use Oshi Glows? Yeah. Okay, could somebody who has used it could talk about a favorite recipe they have from Oshi Glows? Who wants to try that?
Glory bowls.
Laurie, when you said use it, I just use it to prop up the desk at home. I didn't realize you actually had to crack it open.
It's the doorstop at your house, yes, right.
Oh, I love her. There's a Brussels sprouts recipe, really easy. Just you roast it in the oven, and then it's just with garlic, with a little bit of salt and olive oil, kind of mixed together, and then brush it up and cut up the Brussels sprouts, and then like 10 minutes, whatever, 400. It's really good.
Ah, so roasted Brussels sprouts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's in the. I think it's in the dinner book.
yeah, that's one I haven't tried. Any other favorites, you guys?
The Oshi Glows bars are really good and easy to make, especially if you're, studying or need to do your online Zoom class. You can snack on it and not feel as guilty. So I would give that a try. I think you can find it online. I'll try to see if I can get the link. But for the students out there, really nice filler.
Is that Lily complaining or what?
Wilfred just told me, I know his language. He says, I don't like Oshi Glows. No, jokes aside, I've used Oshi Glows. It's a very, very good book.
Keep the audience occupied, Steve, while I drain my black beans here.
So I got a question for both Steve and Laurie. If you were to pair what you've made with a dessert, what would it be?
Oh,
Wow.
huh. That's a very good question. I think given the health of my meal, I think it would be a really good array of fruit, particularly berries, because berries have less sugar in them as a general rule. So berries and a natural yogurt. We use a yogurt without any sugar in it, coconut yogurt actually. And sometimes we put just a hint of almond butter in the berries as well. So I think that would be my choice, just to keep the healthy theme going right into the dessert.
You're very pure, aren't you?
Very what?
Pure.
Yes.
No, I have anything chocolate is the answer now. But I would, because this is a sort of Mexican style meal, I'd love to be able to make some Mexican style dessert, but I've never done that. So, okay, let me just bring this out so you guys take a look at it. So, there, put the chips. Let me get another one of these. This is
Julia, how are you doing?
I'm hungry. I should have eaten before this.
So
I love tortilla soup.
there's the pita chips, and you just let them sit for 5 minutes, 7 minutes. They harden up and they're super crispy. And again, you can modify what spices you use just to suit your preference. Super easy to make. Okay, I think I've pretty much done. The one thing I have to add just before you're finished, when it's all cooked and you sort of boil it or almost bring it up to a boil and let it simmer for 5 minutes or so, and then add the black beans. And then if you want, you can add some cilantro afterwards. So I think that's it for me, folks. I'm glad to sign autographs or answer questions.
How long does that take total, Laurie? Like from start to finish?
Yeah, from prep, right from the very beginning to the end, about 40 minutes and about half an hour for the actual meal. Yeah. And it's great the next day too, because I made the other batch yesterday, now I have a fresh batch today. I'll be pretty much living off this for the next month.
I was gonna say, what are you gonna do with all of that? I guess you could also freeze it, right?
Or I could take, I could freeze it, or I could take it out to Steve's place.
That'd be
I
great,
think-
Laurie.
I
I could bring
think
it to mine.
I think the baby mama is hinting for delivery to her place.
Yes, right. Yes. So I think maybe, Alyssa, do you want to go, if there's no questions, I can't really see the chat from here without my glasses on. Let me ask one more time. Are there any questions about the amazing meal I made and the kind of average one that Steve made? Any questions?
Shameless.
I've got
Shameless.
a question for you, which is you put in some jalapenos, yes?
Yes, I use these. I use these Serranos. I don't know if anybody uses these.
And those are great, but if you didn't use those, could you substitute it with something else or have no heat whatsoever?
Yeah, absolutely. So I use where are they here? These are my go-to things. I don't know if you guys use these chili flakes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love these things. I throw these in pretty much everything I have. But yeah, you could either go without the heat or pick something else.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. But again, the first time I did use these, I cut them up and chopped them up and didn't take out the seeds. And whoa, it's just way, 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 way too hot for me. Alyssa, let me check what people are saying here and then we'll maybe go to the draw. Let's see, okay.
No other questions right now.
Oh, yes,
Good.
great.
These are
We're making people hungry, that's great. So let me just ask then, Alyssa, should we go to the draw? We've got, do we have how many prizes? 2?
We have one right now. It's a gift card to President's Choice. So you can get some good goodies and then try to make the meals.
Okay.
But we'll do our draw now for kind of ready to go. I'm going to share my screen and spin the wheel of fun. Oh, try that again. At least we waited till the end of the day for tech problems. So that's good. All right, here we go. So you have to be here to claim the prize. Kelsey and Claudia, if you could let me know if our prize winner is here, just because I can't see the full Zoom screen, and we'll give this a go. So here we are. Ooh.
Hey, is Linda here?
No.
I don't see her.
Okay.
Am I missing her? Someone else want to double check here?
No.
I don't see
I
her
don't
either.
see her. Yeah, there are a couple people dropped off.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do this again.
Christy, oh.
I don't think
Oh.
Chrissy.
Okay.
No,
I don't think so.
no.
One more go.
All right.
Brenda.
No. Maybe.
No.
No. One more time.
You're really missing out.
Charm.
There's a lot more names than there are on this call. We might have
It's
to-
the,
Can take a
yeah,
while.
it's the registration list.
There's a lot of names there.
I didn't
Oh,
earlier. I didn't take the registration list, then I missed some people. So now trying to go for it again.
oh, Alina was so close. Melody. Nope. Nope.
Wow.
Okay, one more time. At least we tried both options.
No.
Goodness. We are going to get to a winner here.
Is Irene here? She was here earlier.
Hey, I think Irene was. Is Irene still here?
Yep. I
I
think
see
she's
her. Yeah.
Yeah, Irene.
Great.
Hey, way to go,
Yeah.
Irene.
Congratulations, Irene.
Congratulations, Irene.
Alyssa, thank you so much. So I'll make a couple of comments and Steve, perhaps you could make the closing comments. I want to thank all of you for tuning in today. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. the recipes again have been sent out by Alyssa. And again, on behalf of Steve and I want to thank the team who put this all together, from Steve's campus, Una and Rachel, and my colleagues in Vancouver. Alyssa, thank you so much. Kelsey and Claudia, thank you all really a lot. Really appreciate it. And Steve, to end our Wellness Day, the first collaboration, we will seriously, definitely do this again. So thanks for getting
Absolutely.
involved.
Yeah, I wanted to thank everyone, and I wanted to echo Laurie's comments to the organizers. Really, really appreciate it. For my shop, really want to thank Rachel for your support of the event. And I do want to say thank you to all of those from the Surrey campus who joined in. I see Janet and the family there, Carly, of course, Rachel and Nav. I'm probably missing someone, but thanks for joining in. And yeah, I look forward to doing it again. It's, as I said this morning when we started, we are all SFU, and creating opportunities for us to connect, and the importance of thinking about wellness during this time is incredibly important. And cheap shots by Laurie aside, it was a lot of good humor and good fun working with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, you guys, and have a